everybody, it's Dave Dugdale, learningvideo.com. I'm heading up to Estes Park, Colorado for the weekend. I went up this weekend last year, and it's got to be one of the busiest weekends in Estes Park. Everything's sold out. The campsites are even totally full. It's just an utter madhouse up there. So what's the purpose of this trip? I don't know. I brought all my camera stuff back there. Pretty much brought everything, so I don't really have an agenda this weekend, but I know I'm going to take some pictures, shoot some video of what, I don't know exactly, but my wife and my girls are on a trip, a mother-daughter trip with a bunch of other families where dads aren't allowed. So each time this year, this weekend, I usually go like, well, I might as well go up in the mountains too. They're going to Breckenridge and I'm going to Estes Park. Alright, just took a bunch of test photos in the Moraine Park area. The elks are starting to come in. You can only be in that area from, I think, during the day, but from like 5 in the evening to like 7 in the morning, they don't allow you in there. And there's lots of people coming in, and they're all following the herd because everybody's wanting to hear the elk bugle and whatever they're doing. And the temperature is dropping a lot, and the sun just went away. But the hotel called and said my room's ready, so that's where I'm heading. Staying in a very cool place. Let me give you a quick tour. Got the kitchen, hot water heater right there. You got a very small bathroom. It's even got a fridge, coffee maker. Here's the bedroom, the fireplace, which is very cool. It's very tiny. In fact, these cabins are called tiny cabins. And a little porch area. Oh man, it's cold. I just want to say, it was like t-shirt weather earlier, and now it's like, oh my gosh, it's cold outside. It's so cold. It's so cold. I think I got some good shots of Bear Lake. It was pretty cold. Now this actually looks pretty good. I'll bring my tripod out and I'm like looking all professional, and there's all these other people around me. There's actually a lot of other people had tripods too, especially up at Bear Lake. And then I was like, you know, they came out pretty good, but I was like, it wasn't like the wow factor I was looking for. So I just took off the camera off the tripod. I was walking down the road, and I was like, instead of like shooting where everybody else was shooting, I was like, how can I shoot differently? So I was shooting really, really wide, right on the road, f/22, getting some lens flares, star, whatever. And I think those were some of my best shots of the morning. All right, so I realized that you're probably watching this, you're like, well, Dave, you're not showing how you're taking the pictures. You're not showing it behind the scenes. I want to see behind the scenes. And I realized that. I apologize. I really haven't done any of it. And you know, when I started this video yesterday, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna let it roll, especially in the car like this. It's great, but the iPhone just does everything automatically. So I apologize. I haven't given you much behind the scenes. Maybe I'll try to do it in the next shot. It's the morning of day 3. I got up pretty early this morning. Not like yesterday morning where I got up at 4 o'clock, but I got up about an hour before sunrise, and I went up to Bear Lake, and there was somebody in the spot that I wanted to take a picture, because I took a picture there yesterday, but I didn't like where I framed the rocks. I didn't have enough time yesterday morning, so this morning I was like, okay, I'll get up there early. Well, there was 3 Japanese, 2 women and 1 guy with professional looking cameras, and they had my spot. And I was like, oh, darn it. So I kind of moved over to the side, kind of back where I was before, with the composition that I didn't really like. So I took those pictures, and the light, the sun was just starting to hit. I mean, just starting to hit the top of the mountain, and the colors in the sky were just fantastic. And all of a sudden, the light just faded away because I think a cloud came in covering the sun. So all the Japanese people left. And I was like, wait, it's gonna come back again. It's gonna be even better. And sure enough, they all left. I got the spot that I wanted. I took my camera out and I basically just kept repositioning it around until I found that composition. And then I'm like, okay, remember that position. I took my tripod, put it right there, and then I started clicking through. I started off at like F8, and then I focused on the top of the mountain, and I went through a bunch of bracketed photos of that, and then I waited for the sun to come down towards the water line, so all the aspens would be lit up, and I got that looking pretty good. And then after that, I was like, okay, I need to smooth out the water, and I was stupid because I forgot my ND filter was in the car. I was like, I don't need my backpack, I'm not gonna bring my camera bag and all that stuff. And so I went all the way up to F20, and I just wanted to get that one area of water, and I slowed the shutter way down. It was dark enough, raised the or I lowered the shutter speed quite a bit, and I got the water to be smooth. I wanted to repeat a second shot that I'd done the previous morning that I really liked the composition, where I had this leading line of the road, the white line going towards the trees, and I had a starburst of the sun over on the other side of the frame, and I'm shooting totally as wide as I could at 10 millimeters on the 10 to 18, which is not the best lens. It's APS-C. I'm shooting at 18 megapixels. I'm throwing out all these megapixels, so I really need to get a 16 to 35. I'm like, need to get a better lens. It's not the best lens. So I started off at f8, and then I tried to, because what I noticed in the picture I took the previous day, I really liked the surface of the road and the way the light was coming and hitting the road. So I wanted to get that in focus, which I did the previous day. But I also wanted to get the trees totally in focus. And I'm shooting at f8, really, really wide. Everything should be in focus, but it's not quite tack sharp, especially with this lens. So I set up my tripod right at the edge of the road, and there's buses going by and stuff like that. Everybody's heading up to get pictures. This is after the sun has already come up, but all the park is starting to fill up basically. And there's a couple other photographers right next to me, and they're looking at me kind of weird, like, why are you putting your camera right on the road? But I love the shot. I love the texture of the road. I loved all the aspens off onto the side, all the colors, and I love the star flare that I was getting. And so those are the 2 shots that I'm most happy with. And if they come out, because I haven't looked at anything on the computer yet, nothing on my laptop, just on the back screen and zooming in. If those 2 shots come out, and I could frame them or something like that, then I'd be totally happy. I'm not trying to sell these pictures. I'm not trying to, I don't know, win any awards with them. They're just for my own personal consumption, I guess you could say. And I could guarantee, when I went up at Bear Lake this morning, and it was all lined with photographers on one side of the lake, all professional looking photographers with tripods, DSLRs, very expensive cameras, very expensive lenses, but I would guarantee that probably 95 or 99% of those are all just like myself, just for personal consumption. They're not trying to sell them, they're just enjoying the morning. And then, you know what, I think the best part about this is the photography, especially going to the park like this, is what you'll see happen, especially since you're taking photos, is you see like a car pull up, they pull out the window and they snap a picture and then they move on. For me, what's great about this kind of trip is I actually get to sit in a spot for a while, bracket shots, set up my tripod, look around, just kind of you know, be in that spot and not move from spot to spot so quickly. And that's kind of why I like photography, and that's why I like coming up here and spending the weekend. So that's pretty much it. If these 2 shots came out the way I hope they will, I'll be very happy. Sometimes I've been, you know, upset because I'll get back and they're not as good as I thought they were. But I think I could composite these in such a way where they're gonna look pretty good.